Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key. Faith, that's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.
Good morning and welcome to a live podcast, Fight CPS with Bob Pace. It's a warm welcome and I'm glad you found me. You've probably been searching how to fight CPS or fight CPS or CPS. But you found me on Facebook, Fight CPS. There are actually 7 rooms on Facebook that talk about CPS. They're all channeled into this room. We have 1 room on YouTube. And that's what I'm broadcasting. I'm broadcasting live on YouTube. And it's StreamYard is the application I'm using. Now, you just heard from Mr. Davis. He's my attorney. He produces podcasts. And many thanks go out to him. He is a juvenile family dependency lawyer background. That's his background. He's been fighting CPS for 39 years. He also once was a foster kid himself, so he knows about the foster program. He knows about CPS inside and out. In fact, he's one of the top attorneys in the country. He fights cases everywhere. His law office is out of Arcadia, south of Los Angeles, in the LA County of California. I'm in the Orange County, which is right next door. Now, I'm broadcasting this from my home. This is a live podcast. I'm in Surf City, USA, 3 blocks from the beach. I'm not an attorney, but a family man, a loving father, and a husband who has raised 6 children and also has 41 years of marriage experience. There's a lot of life skills that I know I have of, and that's what CPS is, one of those life skills that you need to learn about. I too was badly hurt by being in CPS. My kids were stolen. My kids were alienated from us as parents. They were trafficking into the foster care. And the whole sole purpose of what I call the child protection system, CPS, was to make money. That is what's happened to the child protection system. Now, the child protection system is a government entity. It has many different names in each state. Like in Arizona, it's called the Department of Children's Services. In Richmond, Kentucky, it's called the Cabinet. In my county in California, it's called the Child Protection Services. And right next door In LA County, it's called the Department of Children and Family Services. So when I say CPS, I mean all the systems in every state, every county, even every country. Yes, this is a worldwide podcast. If you have internet, you'll find me. And right now I have about over 20 countries right now that have text messages or even called in at their own nickel. I have 5 ladies from South Africa on the West Cape. And one of them, Leica, has called in several times, country code 27. And she has talked on the show about how bad the CPS is in her country. It seems like there's troubles everywhere. I'm not saying all CPS has gone bad, but many of them have. And I've talked to over 900 people this past year and a couple of months. I started in October of 2023. And I've been continuous live on this podcast twice a day. I come on at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time and again at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's 1 hour podcasts. And I've not missed one yet. I may have adjusted the times to an earlier time or to a later time. But I very diligently have done 14 podcasts a week after week, month after month, and now year after year. And I've met a lot of beautiful people. I've made a lot of friends here. The people in the room I call family. You guys are my family. I've spent Thanksgiving with you. I spend Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day with you. I never take a day off. And my purpose here, I'm not an attorney, as I said, is to help one another, to help you not to experience the tragedies of losing a child in CPS's hands. I lost one child in CPS's hands. She's alive, but the social worker that I had assigned to my case, who had no high school education or college education, didn't have a degree in anything, didn't have the experience, and at 23, she was the judge and the executor of my family. CPS is bad as far as I know it. And in Orange County, it's really bad. LA County, it's really bad in California. Now, Mr. Davis does perform work also in Riverside County and San Bernardino County, as well as Northern California, Shasta County, Kern County, etc. He has a case right now in Northern California. He has a case in Oklahoma, so he goes to other states. That's another thing, is I've talked to several provinces in Canada. I've talked to all the states in the United States, all 50 of them. I even talked to Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, where the Capitol is located, and the White House. And I've talked to Mexico City in Mexico. And one thing all these people express help or in dead need is their children were wrongfully taken from them. Their family was wrongly broken up. And they're having a hard time getting their family back because you have to understand, CPS is so corrupt. There's no one keeping track of them. There's no accountability. They do what they please. Money flows easy from the federal government to the state, then to the county. My 3 children who were stolen or trafficked into foster care were getting from the state to Orange County $20,000 per month per child. That's $60,000. If you had 100 families with 3 children yet, that's $6 million a month. That's a lot of money. And my social worker, who I told you is very little experience, that's all she talked about when we met with her. I got a new Gucci purse. I bought eyelashes. I bought accessories. I bought makeup. I bought clothing. I bought my BMW car. She was just using systems to get bonuses and incentives. It's so bad, when they passed that law in 1994, signed by President Clinton, that was supposed to help out families, did just the opposite. What they did is he did what's called an incentive program. And they wanted children to be adopted into foster care over family reunification. Now, family reunification is where parents that may have hiccups in life take parenting classes or programs, but the families put back together because studies have shown the best parents are the biological parents. So this government entity that's supposed to protect from neglect and abuse is a part of social services. And those social workers answer the phone calls and also do the investigations. Now, phone calls come in from lay people and from professionals. Professionals are trained how to report CPS. They're trained how to recognize neglect or abuse. But lay people are not. And I'm afraid to say that a lot of them cause more damage than good. For instance, a neighbor doesn't like the way your dog barks, so he's going to call CPS and make up some story that isn't true about you and your children, if you have children. Or maybe you're growing your yard on his yard, and you want to retaliate against him, so you call CPS. Or you're a spouse in a divorce, and you want to get custody of the kids, so you badmouth your spouse. You try to alienate the children from your spouse. Lay people are the worst people to do reporting. I know firsthand because my in-laws, my wife's mother and father and her 3 sisters and brothers, were constantly reporting in from Ohio to California for 5 years of things that me and my wife were not doing right with our children, which wasn't true. But all the allegations are treated that they're factually true. When CPS receives the call and someone says you are beating up your child physically, they're going to believe it's true. They're going to investigate. But it seems like the MO is quickly make judgmental, come unannounced at your home, ask your permission to enter your home, in which you don't know better, you say sure. Plus, they're accompanied with the policeman or the sheriff. And that is for 2 purposes. One, it's to protect the social workers because a lot of people have hurt social workers. 2, it's called intimidation. When they see a policeman in full uniform and his battle dress, his combat boots, all the armament he's carrying, and his body armor and everything, he looks very intimidating. They are made that way. That's the sign of a policeman because they're supposed to be intimidators. I guess when I was trained in police work to be courteous, nice, and proud to serve and treat everybody with respect, somehow these latest policemen, sheriffs, or what do you want to call them, have lost all of that. Now, I wasn't a police officer. I was an ocean lifeguard, but I had to make arrests on the beach. I had encountered a lot of tourists. I remember one incident. It was an FBI agent that had one too many to drink, and he was sitting there trying to mess around with the girls on the beach and causing a public nuisance and a disturbance. So I had to issue him a ticket for disorderly conduct and intoxication. A lot of you don't realize those rescue cans or buoys that we carry not only do help us save lives, but they also are good for defense. Because some of these people, when they're intoxicated, want to fight you. So we carry the rescue buoy or can with us at all times. But all my police training, I cannot believe the policemen today. You know, it seems like there's a lot of incidents that are happening to the Black culture out there. And it's sad because I know of 2 incidents, a Black airman that was shot 5 times to the chest for mistaken domestic violence, and he died on FaceTime on the phone. And that was in Gainesville, Florida of this last year, May 3rd of 2024. The Gainesville sheriff did that because he was investigating domestic violence and had the wrong place. I don't know why they empty a gun. It seems like a lot of the killings, the guns are shot 5 times. I don't know if the guns, some I thought were automatic, have magazines or more, but anyway, he's dead. Just like that. For answering the door. And one of my rules, rule number 3, it says, do not answer the door. Also sad to inform that my computer is on its last legs. I've taken it in so many times. And I have a problem with something that's attaching to the cursor and making things happen on my computer. I've had it supposedly checked with viruses and Trojans. There's none there. I am trying to figure it out. It is hard. It is hard. But like it took me 15 minutes to get on the computer. And I had to reboot several times to get my password in so I can get on it. I have it resting because I think the resting does help it. But anyway, I'm sitting here talking, and I warmly welcome all of you in here. We have about 5-10 people in here right now. Or actually, I think we only have 2. But there is a way that you can participate because I like to hear from you, not me necessarily do all the talking. And so I put up a message on my screen that says, if you want to text in a message, a comment, or a question, it should pertain to CPS. Also include your first name, your city or the county where your case was or is, and the state you're from. If you're from a country, I like to also hear that same information, but add on a province or a country. Some countries have provinces, some have states. So add on that information. And I say, I warmly welcome everybody from around the world that's fighting CPS. By you sharing things, it will help us all. There are so many of you that call in that help each other. Lately, I have had Tessa and Betty and Margaret and Carlos and Henry and JD. These are regular people that just call in and they want to help one another. Some got cases coming up. Some had cases. Some use my advice and it works. Some have talked to Vincent Davis on some free consultations. And so I know some things that will help you with CPS because you have to understand they are not your friend. They're not transparent. They are corrupt. Yes, there are good ones, but they're far and few. I've only heard from a total of 4 social workers. One was with CPS. Another one was a third-party person helping out. Another one was a foster care mother. Or actually, 2 of them were foster care. And they talked. So I know they're good social workers out there. Not all of them are bad. But when you see an article about 8 female white social workers in Prescott, Arizona in the year 2022 decide to purchase pink t-shirts, not for breast awareness, but to put stents on the front that they're professional child kidnappers. And on the back, they say, parents, you know where your children are at. And then they parade around in public. Walmart, Kmart, Penny's, Sears, Best Buys, um, Costco, any place that has a lot of parents. And it made parents unrest in Prescott. So they called in and they got that 8 social workers, all females, all white, fired immediately, as well as the director of the Department of Children's Services, the CPS system there. He was fired. That left one person in the department to handle all the calls and investigations. And that also hurt the department. It also hurt our children because 1,000 children every day go unreported. That should be reported. There's so many stories of how children are being abused or neglected. A mother goes off on vacation for 13 days, leaves her child in one of those jumpy seat activity tables, leaves the child alone for 13 days. How do you think that 13-month-old child's going to live? No food, no water, no change of diaper. The mother comes back and finds the child dead. She calls 911. I don't know what happened to my child. Well, they investigated the child. The child had E. coli poisoning from a dirty diaper, and he was dehydrated from no water and no food. You can't live without food or water for long periods of time. And the mother neglected the child because she wanted to go on a vacation. You have to understand, having children is a blessing from God. Now, I do talk about God, but God gives every man and woman on this earth to make children, to have a family, to have a thing there. But you got to take that responsibility. If you're going to have children, you're going to have to give up drugs. You're going to have to give up smoking and alcohol. Those things do not mix with children at young ages. You may have to do that elsewhere, but not around your children. So there's sacrifices you got to make. You both may have to work 2 jobs to pay for the family. Today, it's tough to pay for the family. It is basically both parents working today's society. I'm from the old school. I'm an old dinosaur. And I've always provided for my family. But lately, it's been a struggle because at my age, it's hard for me to get a career job. And the job I do have pays Bangladesh wages. It's not enough to cover my expenses. And on top of that, I have to wait for days and days and even weeks till I get paid. I have to beg on my hands and knees for the work I've performed to get paid. It's very embarrassing. It is so demeaning that I have to do that. But anyway, that's how you make your comments. Also, please try to tell something about your case. It helps me. A third way of interacting in this podcast is to be a guest on this podcast. I've had many guests be on here. I can take up to 9 people. All you have to do is pick one of my 14 shows, my morning or evening, Monday through Sunday. You pick one of those times and email it. Now, I have a show producer who works very hard behind the scenes who helps me. And thank you, Grace. And I certainly hope that you're doing better. Unfortunately, she was very ill during the New Year's. She had to go to the hospital. But I assume that she's doing better because she's in my room again. Anyway, she's the person you're going to write an email to. It's grace@vincentwdavis.com. grace@vincentwdavis.com. And she will give you a link on StreamYard to get on. You copy, paste that link, go there, and you're set to go. And if you happen to be knocked off, that link is still good, so you use it again. And you can talk on the show just like I am. I can have up to 10 people, including myself, shown on the show there. So please be a guest. There's a benefit to do that. So now I'm going to put my phone number up. So right now you guys can call. I have a working phone number. It's an office number. We use Vonage, which is a phone application that's on the internet base. And you just call 626-698-0990. And you reach me directly. Now, I'm only able to talk on the phone during my show hours. If you call before my show hours or after my show, I can't talk to you. So it's important that you understand that. Now, by being on my podcasts, either as a guest and talking or on my phone and talking, you will get a free 15-minute consultation on Zoom with Mr. Davis. He'll talk to you for free for 15 minutes. All you have to do is tell me after you get through talking that I want to be on Vincent Davis. I want a Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis, and I'll tell you how. So that's either being a guest or calling in. So I'm trying to have more people call in or be a guest because it's nice when other people talk instead of myself. So my phone will remain there. Now, if you want to talk longer than 15 minutes, I've made arrangements that you can talk to Mr. Davis for up to 30 minutes for $60. 30 minutes for $60. That's a private consultation. I have a ticket running at the bottom of the screen, which shows a website you go to. Go to the website, use your credit card, pay the $60, and sign up to talk to him, and he will talk to you. It's very important that you talk to him. What he can give you in the 15-minute session or the 30-minute session is an amazing amount of information. But he will help you. He'll talk to you. Now, I have another number on the screen besides my own number, and that is 888-888-6582. That's the law office of Vincent W. Davis and Associates. If you want to retain them right now, you call in and tell them that Bob Pace sent you and you want Mr. Davis to represent you, and they will help you. Now, when you do talk to Mr. Davis, make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. Also, there's a new guide that's out. It's a guide for grandparents. And it tells grandparents how to get your grandkids and how to see your grandkids and enjoy your grandkids. The publication that Vincent has made is $9.99, but I have a discount code that you can use and get it for like $4.99, 50% off. So for $5, you get this guide, and this guide is great. It talks about all kinds of things that grandparents can do. So there's a lot of information you can get from this attorney. He has on Saturdays question and answers on Saturday mornings at 10:30. And then during the week, he has office hours where he'll talk to you. So join the school. He has a school called KOOL. And there'll be a message at the end of my show about school again. You'll see it all again. The same ad you saw in the beginning, you'll see again. I know it's Monday. It's kind of slow there. I want to thank for the thumbs up there. I appreciate that. Crystal Sandoval, long time no talk to. Crystal is one of our regulars in here. She had a very hard case. And I remember her. And I hope, and God bless, that things are going better for her. They're going better for her. Now, we have Crystal just came in, and my computer is acting strange, and so she has a lot of messages. I did not know that she was writing them at 10:31, 10:32, 10:33, 10:33. Wow. What time is it? It's 10:37. I missed them. Hi, Crystal. She says, hey, well, I have an open case that I wanted to talk about. Okay, Crystal, I'd love to have you talk to me again about your case. Crystal says, thank you for all your information. Well, I appreciate it. Can you say the number one more time? Okay, I don't know which number because I gave out several numbers. If you want to call in to my number here right now, be live at 626-698-0990. It's up on the screen. Is that the number you're talking about to talk to me? I want to talk to you. I talked to Vincent already. Oh, great. You did talk to Vincent already. I'm so glad you did. I want to hear how that went. I'm so glad you talked to Vincent. You're going to try to take your case to the Supreme Court. That's how you can see your grandkids and don't give up. Well, there's that new guide out, a brand new guide out, Crystal. And if you use my discount code, capital P, capital A, capital C, capital E, 50, you get it for $4.99, 50% off. It's $9.99. You can call 888-888-6582. Tell them you want the grandparent guide, and they can sell it to you. Make sure you tell them Bob Pace sent you. Now, Crystal says you're the best. Thank you. I'll talk to you as soon as I can. Get your information. I'll get in contact with you this week. Okay, Crystal. I look forward to that. And Crystal says she wants to be an advocate the way you do. You're hello there, Maria Me. Welcome, Maria Me. Welcome. Now, Crystal says, I want to be your advocate the way you do your advocacy online and tell more people about how to help to fight for their life and their rights as possible. I'm doing it now. I'm so glad you are, Crystal. That's such a great thing you're doing. CPS still has my daughter. They're doing they're giving her to my mother, but they're giving her a hard time. I'm assuming to take this to a higher court, and you wouldn't be able to talk to everybody around the process of how we're going to go through it. Can you send me your number and say it? My phone number to talk during my show is 626-698-0990. 626-0990. That's my number. It's up on the screen. Yes, you want to get the grandparent guide. Mr. Davis made the grandparent guide, and it's available. It's $9.99, but I have a discount coupon. That's capital P, capital A, capital C, capital E, and that is 50. That'll get you 50% off, and you only pay $4.99, $5. It's a great guide. It tells you how you as grandparents can see your grandkids, visit with them, be with them, and have your right with them and so forth. All you do is you call in the number 888-888-6582. Ask for the grandparent guide. Ask for the grandparent guide. I'm trying to make that as one of my banners on here. I've asked my show producer to make the website and the description of the banner and the price and my discount code. So hopefully that'll be made and I can show it to you. Now we had Maria Me. If you'd like to tell me more, that'd be great. I'd like to know the county or the city that your case is from, the state, and and any question that you may have, a text message of a comment about you have. That's all you have to do there, Maria. Again, warmly welcome to the room. We have Crystal right now who says, okay, so you're going to get the guide. Good, Crystal. And when you want to call in, I'm here. You know my times. I'm here twice a day. Now, we have a new person, Brandy Leah. Welcome, Brandy Leah. I want to be an advocate too. I need help getting my grandkids back. Wow, we've had several grandparents on here. This is great. Please look at that publication, the guide the grandparents have. In fact, I got some further information. I'll read it to you here so you know about this guide since there's several grandparents in the room. Also, if Grace, you're listening, you can listen to me because we need to let me see here. I'm trying to find the text message from Vincent. Okay. This publication is through stand.store. And what it is, how to gain custody of your grandchildren in California, how to exercise your rights as a grandparent for $9.99. Protect your family, keep your children safe. Are your grandchildren involved in CPS case in California? Don't lose hope. There's a way to fight for their custody and ensure their stay with the family. This guide will show you exactly how to navigate the juvenile dependency process, step by step. What you'll learn is your legal rights as a grandparent under California law, how to request custody through CPS and the court system, key statutes, court rules, and case law you need to know, tips to demonstrate your home is the best place for your grandchild, while hiring an experienced attorney can make all the difference. Now, there's steps to gain custody of your grandchildren. You have to overcome challenges, and you have to use legal tools to do so. All you have to do is call in 888-888-6582. Now, you also learn how to navigate a CPS case can feel overwhelming. And Mr. Davis can help you with this guide. He has over 39 years of experience. He's helped countless grandparents reunite with their grandchildren. Why choose Mr. Davis? Expertise, and he's expert in juvenile dependency law, family law, juvenile law, and dependency law. He does a personal guidance every step of the way. He has a proven track record of success. All you have to do is call in at 888-888 for a consultation and start your journey to protect your grandchildren. Now, here's some questions. Can I get custody if I live out of state? Yes. California can place children with out-of-state relatives through the ICPC process. The ICPC is an organization that transports children from state to state safely. What if my grandchildren is already in foster care? You can still file for custody. The court will evaluate whether your home is in the child's best interests. What if CPS hasn't considered me? You can file a motion with the court to review their decision. Don't delay, get help now. You're not alone. The law prioritizes family placement because kids thrive with relatives. Take action today to keep your family together. Let's fight for what matters most, your grandchildren. And you just call in at 888-888-6582. Contact Mr. Davis. Your family's future starts here. Don't wait. So that's all the information that I have about that new guide. But I can give you the guide for 50% off if you use the discount code of PACE, P-A-C-E, capital P, capital A, capital C, capital E, and then the number is 50. Hi, Betty. Good afternoon, Betty. I'm glad that you're here. Betty's from Montana. We've had Crystal Salazar here. Crystal, I forgot where you're from, Crystal. You need to tell me again. I'm sorry. We've had Maria Me, which I don't know is from, and Brandy Leah. And I don't know where you're from, Brandy Leah, if you could tell me where you're from too. Crystal says, yes, the state has given my mother, my daughter, but you know CPS has given her a hard time. So I just want to let people know about the process of how they can do things like that. Then she says, thank you and okay. I'll call back and get it. Okay, Brandy Lee, that's great. I love to hear from you. Mary, I'm fighting OHHS over my grandson as well. I think OHHS is a special needs for that child. And I'm not too familiar with the acronym OHHS, if you can tell me. And also, where you're from, Maria? They're both in foster care, 139 with no visits placement act. Well, that's terrible. They should have visits. You need to keep in touch. Don't give up your rights. Appeal your rights if they've taken away your parental or educational rights. Do not give up. 39 days. That's 139 days. Well, Maria, where are you from so I can help you? If you could tell me your city or the county that the case was in. Brandy Leah says, if I need to call in and tell you my story, I can. Sure can. My number's up there. We right now are in about 15 minutes left of the show. So you can call in at 626-698-0990. I'd love to hear from you, Brenda Lee. Crystal says, I'm going to put that up because I've been finding out that My computer's jumping around. Oh, great. God, I hate this. My comments are jumping around. Let me put it up on the screen here. Crystal says, fight for your rights. You need to understand how your rights or you'll lose them. The whole reason why we are American is because we have these things to live for. If nobody knows they have rights, then they'll lose them and their grandchildren and their livelihood because of the fact that they didn't know, and it's extremely took advantage of. Oh, somebody took advantage of that. There's laws out there that protect you. Understanding them, know about how they are here. I'm living witness, and get your grandchildren back. Yes, you are, Crystal Sandoval. She's been following me for a long time. Okay. Oh, Brandy Lee is from Wyoming. Great. At least I know the state. And Maria Me is from North Carolina. Well, we have lots of people now. Maria from North Carolina and Brandy Lee from Wyoming. Well, that is great. Okay, take your call, Brenda Lee. Understand. Now, Crystal says, fight for your rights. Do your research. Do your homework. Don't give up. And everything will be in your favor at the end of the day. And you'll build more confidence with what you're doing whenever you approach the situation. Good advice, Crystal. I appreciate you telling me that. You have grandparent rights. You need to research in Google and look it up. You can get information about your rights, biological. They're all children, as well as because of the fact that you are grandparents. Yes, grandparents have rights. There's no question about that. And sad that people have taken those rights. Hello and welcome to my podcast. This is Bob Pace.
Hi, this is Brandy. How are you?
Pretty good, Brandy. Glad you could call in.
Yeah, I'm finally made it in. Yeah, but my story's long though and very difficult.
Well, we got about 10 minutes, so that's a start.
Okay.
And then we could go the next time tonight at 7:00. I don't disappear. I'm around here.
Okay.
And
Well,
Brandy, where are you from, by the way? Brandy, you're from Wyoming?
Yes, Wyoming.
Right. What part of Wyoming?
It's the southeastern part of Wyoming near Cheyenne.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to get understand because I have people that have called in from every state, and I try to make a record of where the people are located. So, yeah, I'm glad to have you here. Right. If you could start from the beginning, that'd be great.
Okay, well, it started out as we had both of our grandchildren pretty much most of their life. The parents had them in and out and had them taken away for drugs or domestic violence, and they were always placed with us.
Okay.
And my son, he got married. They separated. He got married to somebody else. He kind of took off with her, and then things happened, and she got cancer, and she passed away. And anyway, he got into some trouble and went to prison.
Well, that's terrible. Jeez.
Yeah, and the mother is a terrible drug addict and totally unstable. She refuses to do any kind of case with DFS. Okay, so anyway, the reason they came and took the kids out is multiple things. There's a lot of, from the same person, probably 5 different reports that were untrue. And this was somebody that I've known for a very long time. And I don't know what her deal is and why she was so mad. But anyway, they came to the house with a search warrant, took the kids out of the house. It started because my granddaughter had wrote a text message to her daughter, which was not a good text message. And
how old is your okay, first of all, how old is your son?
My son is 31.
Okay, and how old is is it his daughter that we're talking about?
Yeah, I have a daughter and his grandson.
Oh, okay, and another generation. 10. Whoa, boy, you got a lot of connections there. Okay.
Yeah, his daughter's 10 and the grandson is 7. They both just turned 7 and 10.
Okay.
So anyway, they took them out of the house. They said, do you have a place for them to go? And there's really nobody else that's around. I mean, the mom's family doesn't have any kind of connection with them or involved with them. So we kind of said, we don't. And then they said, well, this person, which is the person that's been reporting us, which we kind of didn't know the whole story of it at first, had agreed to take the children. So they've been out there before. They've spent the night out there before. I thought, okay, I know they're safe there. I know, where they're at. So I said, okay, you can take them. And so they took them.
Why not place them with you? Why not place them with you?
They were placed with us. They took them from us because of
why they're taking them from. Why they're taken from you?
Well, my granddaughter Madison wrote a text message to this girl's daughter, which is the one that she's in foster care with, that said something like, if you read this, then I died and I'm no longer living. And I don't know why she did that. I checked her phone and I seen it and I said, oh no, that's not happening. You need to call her or text her right now. And she did. And then the police came over here, which I appreciated because of course I would want them to come and check if that, if somebody wrote that. But we've had a lot of suicides in our family, so she's kind of been around it a lot, and I tried to shield her from it, but she's smart. She knows what's going on, and it just kind of was during a time that she was a little bit, wondering about it, and, it was happening anyway. So that's what started it. When they came over, we had a hole on the floor that we were fixing for the dishwasher because it had leaked. And so we had a board over it, so this because we were going to have it fixed. And so they took the kids out of the house for that and said it was unsafe. And then they said they'd bring them right back the next day, just, to fix it, which was fine, okay. And then they didn't give them back the next day. So this has been a 4-month-long thing. We've been to court 3 or 4 times. Nobody else is wanting or can take the children. They're actually not letting my family take the children, and I don't know why, or even see them. Now, the hardest part is the little one. He's got autism.
Okay.
And so, and I kind of knew he was a little autistic, and I took him for evaluations and did all of that.
He's a special needs child, yes.
Yes, and I did all of that, and we did the medical, the dental, all that. But then our guardianship paperwork ran out, and Mom would not re-sign it. So we could not get them into the doctor or the dentist or anything. So we were fighting with her over that, and we finally, said, if you don't do this, we're going to charge you with abandonment. She hadn't seen the kids, and she's never around the kids.
Right. And
so she finally agreed and signed the paperwork so we could take them to their doctors and dentists. And so we set all that up. And then maybe 2 days later was when they came and took the kids. So they put them in the
What did the warrant say? What did the warrant say?
report of, I can't, I have it right here, but it's a report of her sending that message and concern for her safety.
Okay, so they're taking on the allegation now. Was that warrant signed by a judge?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
But when they came in and gave us the warrant, they did not give it to us till like 10 minutes after they were here and already, looking around and doing their thing. And
see, that's the
whatever.
problem that most parents make the mistake of letting people in, like the police or the social workers,
and
into the home.
10 o'clock at night.
Well, even still, I always tell people, don't answer the door. If whatever is outside the door can wait till a later time, they can leave a note, they can call you, they can write you a letter,
right.
But nothing but badness happens from answering the door.
Yeah, we didn't, expect
I know
anything.
people don't think that, but I tell people, at least you're alive. The several people that I know were shot. We had a black Air Force airman at 23 shot 5 times in the chest from opening a door.
Oh,
and he died on FaceTime talking to his girlfriend in Gainesville, Florida. We have a black woman that was shot in the face 5 times by a zealous sheriff, and she was doing dishes, and she was killed. See, when people are killed, they can't back. So my word of advice, don't answer the door. If you have a special friend or a child or someone wants to get in the house, have them do a special ring, a special knock.
Right.
And that way you can know it.
And I think that's what's hard here is I live in a tiny, tiny town, so everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
So, you feel safe. You feel like you can leave everything unlocked and stuff.
Yeah.
And you just shouldn't.
Well, it could be a drifter too. It could be someone that's just drifting in the area that wants to rob you. Right. So I say that really do not answer the door. I mean, that's one of my rules. Rule number 3, don't answer the door. But anyway, you answer the door for 10 minutes. Of course, they're poking around. Now, a good way to get away from this is tell them, yes, you have a warrant, but I need my attorney present, and I'll get my attorney coming here. Because if you have an attorney, at least they know what to do and not to do. And sometimes that's a good stall tactic. You get more time to address everything.
Yeah, at that time we didn't have anything.
Because you see, anybody that calls in with allegations, they're right away true. You see, CPS does not know if the allegations are true or not. So they've made a determination that anybody that calls in and cries wolf, they have to believe it's true.
Right.
There's the old story of Peter and the wolf, and he kept calling about wolves all the time, and everybody at first was trying to listen to him, but then after a while he was making up stories. So what I'm trying to say is that try to have attorney present in all respects, and that'll give you time. Now, you may say, well, I can't afford an attorney, or the public defender, or the court-appointed attorney.
I do have an attorney.
Okay.
The only problem is she lives in Cheyenne, so she would have to drive like over an hour to get here.
Understood, because that would be, I mean, I hate to say it, I know it's there, but they would have to wait an hour.
Right. Oh, well, yeah, exactly. Anyway, the worst part of the story, well, not that it's all not worse, but the foster home, I have had to report so many things that they were doing to the children. Things like taking them outside and spanking them, and taking them outside and hosing them off with water. And the newest thing was the youngest one, because he had some behavior issues, nothing big, but, the autistic stuff was coming out. They were making him run outside until he threw up, and if he threw up, then he had to redo it, and that's like corporal punishment. And so I turned that in. Not only did I turn that in, but my therapist turned it in, called the police and turned it in. Nothing's happened over that. Still in the same foster home, except for they keep sending the little one to a mental institution every single time he acts out. So he's currently in a mental institution right now that's like an hour and a half away.
Oh boy, that's hard for visiting.
Yeah, we haven't been able to. But then we got another noticed that they're doing a thing of placement, which I think is what their plan is, to try to place him into another boy's mental home that's a more permanent place, because the one he's in is kind of temporary.
Okay.
So I think that's what they're trying to do. I haven't got the official news or anything, but I did get a court order saying that they're trying to do a placement. And that's just kind of my guess. And I've tried to talk to my attorney, but she's not available very often anyway. But anyway, so he's in and out of these mental hospitals all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying he has the behaviors that we have never seen, like violent behaviors. We've never seen him do that. He's never been violent with us, never tried to hurt us. But they're saying he's doing that there, and that's when they have to call the police, and the police take him to the mental hospital, and it's because he tried to bite the foster mom, who they dislike completely.
Wow.
And so, I just feel it's a big conflict of interest that she even has him in the first place. But just the abuse that they're having to do out there, and then sending him to all these mental homes, and every time we go to court, it's just the same thing. Okay, we're keeping legal custody, and then they keep cutting our visits. We were having visits 3 times a week, and we were able to transport them, and then they cut them to like twice a week, and now we can't transport them. We can't be alone with them. They have to supervise us, and the only reason they can give us, because we asked specifically what's going on, why is this happening, is because of their behaviors. They say that their behaviors, after they see us and go back to the foster home, they have some mental breakdowns, which is normal from what the therapists that they see say, they don't want to go back there, so they act out. And so that's the reason that they're keeping them, as they said, because of their behavior, and that we can't see them until their behavior is better.
Yeah. I'm at my time where I've already gone past 11 o'clock. I'm not trying to cut you short.
No, I get it.
And I definitely like you to continue your story if you could tonight. I'm on at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, or tomorrow morning, at 10 o'clock, whatever works best for you. But Brenda, thank you so much for sharing your story.
You were very welcome.
And God bless you. And I want you to help you. I want you to know I'm here. I'm here twice a day, every day. So if you're lost at this world, just tune in to me, and I'll try to help you as best as I can.
I'm trying to get some advice on what to do next.
Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. But I know CPS. I had a very terrible case. So I have that experience I'd like to share with you. So thank you very much for calling in, and God bless you. Also, would you like to talk to Vincent Davis, a private Zoom meeting? Okay, all you need to.
I do have a call in to him, and he was supposed to call me back.
Well, I can arrange it so that I give it to you for free. All you need to do is text me your name and your email and your phone number, and then I will notify Grace, my show producer, who arrange a private 15-minute Zoom meeting with him.
Okay, that sounds great. And do I just text it to the 626 number? Or
yes, the 626 number, 698-0990.
Okay.
And it may take within the week, but you should have that. But all you do is you keep in touch with me. If you haven't heard anything, you can also write Grace at grace@vincentwdavis.com. So we have that way too. I'm here to help you. And since you talked to us, or call in, that's the benefit of getting a free 15-minute with a pit bull of attorney. So, okay?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you so much for listening.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, I got to wrap up my show. Crystal, I'm a little behind on your messages, and I'm sorry. I was trying to do the handling to talk to the person here, and I'm putting your messages up, and so that everybody can read them. And it's really great that you've taken the time here, Crystal. I hope later you can call in or talk. You put me a lot of messages up here, and I'm trying to get them all up here in the room. Let me see here. Call the abuse hotline, she says. And that's good information, Crystal. Wow, you type so fast. I think I got everything now. That's your last message. Okay, Crystal. Thank you. God bless Crystal. God bless Brenda, who called in. And Crystal gave out a lot of information out there. I also want to thank Betty. Let me see who else. I can't seem to scroll up here. I'm trying to get the messages here. Oh boy. I think it was Maria was a person here too. If I forget anybody's name, it's not purposely. My computer's not allowing me to scroll up higher so I get all the names. But please keep fighting your case. Don't give up. I care about you. I'm here tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, tomorrow at 10. So I'm here for you to answer your questions and your concerns and help you fight CPS. And so God bless to you all, and keep fighting. There'll be a brief message at the end of my conversation here with Mr. Davis. There'll be a brief message here with Mr. Davis. So this is Bob Pace signing off. Here, let me think here.